Good afternoon. Thanks for joining 13 News on WTHR. Plus, hope you're having a great Wednesday. I'm Jenny Renovich. Well, it looks like we are ending July with another hot and humid day, plus a slight risk of thunderstorms. This is a look at downtown Indianapolis at 4 o'clock. You can see those clouds overhead. Meteorologist Matt Standridge is here tracking the temperatures and the timeline for potential storms.
Yeah, those storms off to the south are really tall. Those were already way in Columbus and Seymour.
Oh, wow.
So we're talking about big distance, but it already looks really dark there.
It does.
In Indianapolis. I want to show you the radar. You got to
Okay.
get to some scattered showers and thunderstorms. It's been unsettled today, especially south and west of Indianapolis. We've got a severe thunderstorm watch for parts of Bartholomew County and Decatur County. We'll be wrapping the severe thunderstorm watch here very shortly, but then we still have the chance for more pop-up showers and thunderstorms on and off for the rest of the afternoon and evening. We're in this warm, humid air mass. That front lifted on through, spiking the humidity even more. And we've got more complexes there towards western Illinois. There could be another cell or two that tries to pop up in the next couple of hours, but our main activity line will likely be south of Indianapolis for the rest of this afternoon and evening. Guys, it's unsettled. We're in an unsettled weather pattern right now, so scattered shower and storm chances mixed with sun in between, pretty much likely for the rest of the week. But right now we got a pretty good cell there headed from Jackson County to Jennings County. Seymour, we've got very heavy rain for us and flashes of lightning too. Some wind now picking up on the leading edge that's just blasted on through I-65, now headed to southeastern Indiana. Madison, they're going to be up next. But Columbus, we've got some of that heavy rain too with some strikes of lightning there in Bartholomew County. This yellow highlighted zone is where we think any more scattered shower and thunderstorm chances will likely evolve for the rest of the day. Of course, we still have the watch. Back off towards the west, we could get a couple more cells. North of Indianapolis, we just don't quite have all the ingredients in place. There's about a 20% chance for a pop-up, but better chances are likely to the south. So when we're looking at your weather impact, we are now closing the window until 4 p.m., the one right now. That is now pretty much done. Now between 6 to 11, there could be additional pop-up showers and storms later today. Just kind of on and off. Wind could be likely in some of these cells as they march from northwest to the southeast. I want to take a look at Future Track 13 with you guys. For the rest of this evening, north of Indy's quieter. South of Indy, we could still get some cells to fire up. Once we get the complex out now, we'll see if we can rejuvenate the atmosphere and get maybe a couple more pop-ups. Then they should fade before midnight or so. Then tomorrow morning, wake up. Check with Chuck and Lindsay. They're going to show you some more scattered storms coming in from the west. A line of water will be possible from 6, 7, 8 o'clock right through the morning commute. We could have some really heavy rain, so watch out for that. There could also be some gusty winds. After that passes through, we should hopefully dry out closer to lunchtime, with more pop-ups later into the afternoon tomorrow. So tomorrow's another weather aware. Be ready for any kind of weather impact, 6 to 10, and then additional pop-ups later into the afternoon. It's unsettled, and it's going to stay that way with this northwest flow over us for the rest of the week. So we got storm chances, Jenny, for your Thursday and Friday. And then this weekend, I think we get a break. We get some more sunshine without all those storm chances.
We deserve that break. Matt, thanks so much. Well, take a look what an EF1 tornado left behind yesterday in southern Indiana. As you can see, strong winds up to 110 miles an hour knocked down trees and power lines in Newburgh. Some homes and businesses also damaged. Luckily, no injuries reported there. The man accused of murdering 2 teenagers in Delphi returned to court today. That hearing is going on right now, and the main focus has been statements Richard Allen allegedly made while behind bars. Our investigative reporter Bob Siegel has been in the courtroom for all the arguments.
Will a jury get to hear about the alleged confessions from Richard Allen? That is the focus of hearings today at the Carroll County Courthouse. The state says that Westville prison guards and inmates heard Allen confess to the killings of Abby Williams and Libby German, and that the defendant also confessed during recorded phone calls with his wife. In court, we heard testimony from the former warden of the Westville Correctional Facility. He said he heard Richard Allen confess directly to him while he was walking through the cell unit that Allen was stationed at Westville Correctional Facility. And we also heard testimony from a lead investigator at Westville saying that her staff logged 2 separate confessions from Richard Allen. The defense has argued those confessions came at a time when Allen was suffering mental health issues caused by living in harsh conditions in a maximum security prison. And they say the confessions were coerced. So they are asking the judge to suppress the statements, meaning that a jury would not get to hear them. Obviously, whatever the judge decides is going to be huge for both sides. Coming up, I'm going to tell you what other testimony we heard inside the court today, and also what we heard from Richard Allen. All that's coming up tonight on 13 News at 6. In Delphi, Bob Siegel, 13 News.
Now to the latest in the race for the White House. Vice President Kamala Harris sharpening her attacks on Donald Trump as she gets closer to picking a running mate. NBC's senior White House correspondent Gabe Gutierrez has the latest.
Vice President Kamala Harris challenging Donald Trump directly.
Donald, I do hope you'll reconsider to meet me on the debate stage. Because as the saying goes, if you've got something to say it to my face.
At a raucous rally in Battleground, Georgia, including rap megastar Megan Thee Stallion.
I'm so happy to be here, Atlanta.
The Harris campaign trying to ride an intense new wave of enthusiasm among young Democrats. A new poll suggests she's gaining ground in critical swing states, especially Michigan. The vice president now just days away from choosing a running mate. A source telling NBC News she plans to campaign with her new pick for the first time next Tuesday at an event in Philadelphia before hitting other battleground states later in the week. Asked whether she'd already picked her VP. While in a new interview, former President Trump arguing she'll be viewed as weak by China and Russia.
I think they'll walk all over her. She'll be so easy for them. She'll be like a play toy.
His running mate, Senator J.D. Vance, attacking Harris in Battleground, Nevada.
She is dangerously liberal.
But Vance is also drawing new scrutiny for referring to some Democrats without children as, quote, childless cat ladies in 2021. Now, a separate interview from 2020 is resurfacing.
And almost always, the people who are most deranged and most psychotic are people who don't have kids at home.
Overnight, in an exclusive interview with NBC News, Vance saying his comments are being misrepresented. Quote, what I was criticizing and continue to criticize is a particular neurosis in American leadership that I think leads people to say crazy things, like you shouldn't have children because climate change is a threat to the future. Former President Trump also slamming Harris for what he says are her views on Israel.
Number one, she doesn't like Israel. Number two, she doesn't like Jewish people.
Those comments, even though Harris's husband is Jewish.
And that's Gabe Gutierrez reporting. Well, the first day of school for a lot of students across central Indiana is now in the books. Districts including Brownsburg, Greenwood, and Noblesville all return today. Our Gina Galeros was in Brownsburg as teachers welcome students back to class.
The sun setting on summer break.
We've done a lot. I think they were ready to go back to school, yeah.
And rising over Brownsburg for a new school year.
I visited a few principals yesterday afternoon and they just said, I just can't wait for the babies to get here. I just can't wait for the kids to be here.
It was a case of the Mondays for Bobby Fisher's kids heading into third and kindergarten.
They didn't wake up until 7:15 and normally they get up a lot later in the summer.
They're among 12,000 students and staff in Brownsburg, with around 300 students moving into the district each year. The district has a campus feel with elementary, middle, and high schools all within 2 square miles, allowing the students to grow together.
But it's awesome being on the same campus because everybody's super close. We lived a couple miles away and still went to this school. So it was great when we moved here that we can walk now.
It also helps with teacher vacancies during a time when hiring can be difficult statewide.
But actually we're fully staffed with buses and with teachers and staff this year.
The first day brought many emotions. We saw tears, hugs, and even moral support.
Yeah, this is a stuffy that our daughter's had since she was 6 months old, so he came with on the first day of school for her for kindergarten, yeah.
Brownsburg Community Schools wants you to know it will get easier.
And really the most important thing is for us to get to know the kids, because we know that the students will succeed when they have relationships with our staff and with our faculty, and they'll find their person within our schools that make them feel safe, and we'll just make sure that they feel safe and get ready to learn and have a good time while they're doing it.
In Brownsburg, Gina Galeros, 13 News.
And want to let you know tomorrow is the first day of school for IPS as well as Washington Township. We will have team coverage for you tomorrow on Sunrise. A new school opened today in Indianapolis. Girls in STEM Academy is an all-girls public school for grades K through 8. The goal is to close the gender gap in STEM careers.
It's exciting, but I think today was also a little bit emotional as we approach the finale of this journey in the beginning of the school year. I think about myself as a little girl who always said I wasn't good at science, and so I think that we're going to take that away, that stigma away for little girls. I'm also just really excited for girls to be able to be leaders and be celebrated for being leaders and celebrated for being outspoken and confident.
School leaders hope this campus will be a supportive environment, helping the girls excel and preparing them for high school and college. Well, heads up, the world's largest table gaming convention is in Indy this weekend. People come here from around the country for Gen Con. Our Marina Silva looks at setup ahead of the event and its impact on Indy.
Today's just setup day, but if you look behind me, it's already packed here in the convention center. Come tomorrow when it starts, it's expected to be standing room only. Gen Con is a 4-day convention in downtown Indy, where tabletop games take center stage. People dress as their favorite characters from those games and TV shows. Convention goers buy and learn new games, and they trade cards. Gen Con has been in Indy since 2003, and it's so popular it's sold out before it even starts.
Every year, obviously, we want as many people to come as possible and to be completely sold out. I think it's indicative of what a great event it is, right? That it just has perpetuated itself and new people are coming, but there's also so many people that it's been described as the Disneyland of gaming. Like, you know, it's the best.
With the event being sold out already, you can't get badges to come in here, but they already have more events that you don't need a badge for, like the Block Party. That starts tonight and runs through the rest of the weekend. Reporting in Indy, Marina Silva, 13 News.
In Westfield, the rain stayed away this morning for Colts training camp. The team now through 5 days of the preseason. Our Dominic Miranda was there today and gives us insight into who stood out.
Training camp day 5 here at Grand Park for the Colts was a hot one. Then the clouds started to roll in. Knock on wood, we've had great weather here in Westfield, and as a result, we've gotten a really good look at this Colts team thus far during camp. Sticking out from day 5, Alec Pierce, the third-year wide receiver, easily had his best day of camp. Heavily targeted throughout the day, sometimes with the ones, sometimes with the twos. But he had the play of the day, a 45-yard touchdown, bomb from Joe Flacco, just in the air, bringing it down, highly impressive. Can't understate having a backup quarterback like Joe Flacco, getting these young receivers valuable reps, what they would possibly see out of a starting quarterback in this league, a more accurate valuation for those guys running with the twos. Colts offensive coordinator Jim Bob Cooter agrees he likes what he's seen from both Flacco and Pierce.
He always brings it to practice every single day. He is as consistent as they come. His work ethic, his work habits, his pre-practice habits. Shoot, we can't get enough guys making big plays around here. That's always going to be the case. And Alec made a few good ones today. I think it's really valuable to have somebody with the experience and the sort of expertise of the position that Joe has. Joe's seen everything. He's going out there and executing at a really high level. So if I am that receiver, tight end back running those routes, I've got a great shot of the ball coming to me just like it would maybe week 8 if I'm in there running that play.
Don't want to leave the defense out. They started the day hot, getting to Anthony Richardson early and often during the first few 11-on-11 periods. Julian Blackman, the safety, newly signed contract. He's been making flash plays all throughout camp, a lot of pass breakups. We're starting to get a good look and a good idea of what this Colts team is going to look like here in 2024. Day off tomorrow for the Colts. They'll be back on Friday, and so will we. Dominic Miranda here at Grand Park, 13 Sports.
Dom, thanks. Now to basketball and an exciting announcement today from the Big Ten. Indianapolis will be hosting more major college basketball championships in the next few years. The 2025 Big Ten men's and women's tournaments, along with the 2026 women's tournament and the 2027 men's tournament, those will all take place at Gainbridge Fieldhouse. Ticket info will be announced closer to tournament time. And we've shared before, Indy's also hosting the NCAA Division I, II, and III championship games, plus the NIT tournament in 2026. Good time to be in Indy. Here's your primetime Olympic lineup. And a heads up, all 3 of these big events start at 9 o'clock tonight. Men's all-around gymnastics and 2 women's swimming events, the 100 and 1500 meter free finals. Again, all beginning at 9 o'clock. All right, last check of our forecast, Matt.
We got a new severe thunderstorm warning to the south there in Jennings County, southern Decatur County. It's not even Greensburg. It's south towards Westport and then also the North Vernon area. Closer to Indy, we should be mostly fine. There's a low rain chance, but many of us from Indy to the north will be fine the rest of the day. But farther south of Indy, there could be another shower or thunderstorm. Tomorrow, we're unsettled again. Watch out for more scattered storms on and off. There could be a complex in the morning during the morning commute, so watch out for that. Check with Chuck tomorrow morning. He'll be tracking those storms. Maybe more storms Friday. Then we get a break. This week it looks good.
I'm excited about that break. All right, thanks so much, Matt. Hey, thanks for joining us. That'll do it for us for 13 News. We hope you have a great night.